Turning overseas, it's been 11 days now since two earthquakes devastated southern Turkey and northern Syria. 11 days, and yet rescuers are still finding survivors in the rubble. That is the good news. However, the death toll is now 41,000, more so, in fact, and still rising. And also, many survivors are in desperate straits themselves as rescue efforts turn into a recovery and clearing operation. Imtiaz Tyab is in northern Syria for us, talking to some people who have their lives but seem to have lost nearly everything else.
This was once home to over 1,000 people. As many as 800 of them died right here.
So this was your home?
Mustafa al-Mahrawi is one of the few survivors. He tells us how he was trapped under the rubble with his wife and 3 children for more than 22 hours. I found a big rock and I hit it as hard as I could.
You just bang.
Al-Mahrawi says, "We saw a light and my kids started shouting, 'Daddy, Daddy, a light.'" This video shows the moment Al-Mahrawi and his kids were all saved. A rare glimmer of hope in rebel-held Syria, already scarred from a decade-long civil war. But this unrelenting disaster continues to bring even more death. It's now a race against time to help the living. Families displaced by the quake are now sheltering in tents in this olive grove. The response to the disaster in Syria continues to be catastrophically slow. President Bashar al-Assad still controls most borders and how much aid can come into the country. But Western governments, including the U.S., are wary of working with the regime it sanctioned, a regime which oversaw the killings of hundreds of thousands of civilians. Assad has agreed to open 2 land routes through Turkey for aid deliveries after immense pressure from the UN. For Mustafa al-Mahrawi, it's all too much.
You've lost so much. What will you do now?
I have no hope left, he says. I sometimes think it would have been better if I stayed under the rubble. For CBS Mornings, I'm Imtiaz Tyab in rebel-held northern Syria.
That's so disheartening to hear him say that, but I can also understand why he may feel that way. You look at these little faces that are pulled out. It's amazing, Tony, as you said, 11 days, and they're still pulling survivors.
Yeah.
That's why you can't give up hope.
Yeah, and there's the thrill of the rescue, but then the shock of seeing your surroundings. Your town is not what it was.
And that's it. You know, immediately you think, oh, what a miracle.
Yeah.
They're saving lives, pulling people from the rubble.
Yep.
But then immediately reality hits.
It's going to be a long journey back to normalcy there.
Oh, man.
For everybody.